So I've recovered from like an eating disorder and gone through like body image struggles, and I've become a food and body image coach over the last couple of years to help other people as well. And I know you guys grew up with, like similar experiences, and especially growing up together. I was just wondering if any part of your minimalist journey, whether it was getting rid of clothes or again, like the self relationship, like has any part of your journey, whether together or separate, been helpful in like your body image and your health and things like that?
I used to weigh 80 pounds more than I weigh now. And I remember that I lost a bunch of weight, but I was holding on to, wasn't a minimalist yet, but I was holding on to all these like shirts that were 3 or 4 sizes too big for me. And it was like the ultimate just in case item. I guess just in case I plan on gaining a bunch of weight, but then also being out of style 3 years from now, then I guess I'll hold on to these, And we sort of buy these. We were just talking to Karen from NAPO, the National. So is she back there? Oh yeah. Hey NAPO. The National Association of Professional Organizers, they're here tonight. We gave a talk at one of their conferences a few years ago, and they get it. Like, most of us don't understand, like, you don't want to organize your stuff. We go to the Container Store and we buy all these clutter coffins, and then we just hide a bunch of our things, and then we turn our houses into mausoleums of dead stuff. And that's kind of what I did with but it also meant I was, in a way, clinging to that version of myself. And when I let go of the oversized clothes, those remnants of my past, similar to what Matt was saying, I was like taking the things out of my metaphorical backpack, I no longer identified with that person anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you go. No, you go. Bro. I was a heavy-set kid my whole life, and so I'm still a heavy-set adult, in my mind. That's how it works. And I've struggled every day of my life with my body, every day. And I find that letting go, to quote,
Frozen.
that the most important thing to let go of now at this point, for me, is the idea, right? The idea of like, and I probably say to myself, I'm fat, or to say it out loud, 10 times a day. Like truly, just like, oh, I'm fat, fuck, I'm fat. I gotta lose some weight, I'm fat. I'm also a compulsive person, so it adds to the fun, but I find like that particular rock that I carry in my backpack is like way down at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? And it's like no matter what you kind of peel out, that image and that idea shows up, in everything I think. It's like Princess and the Pea. It like lives under the mattresses and you don't even know it. And then there are moments where you lose weight if you're, I got shingles a couple years ago really bad, and I got it around my midsection, and I'm convinced that like I fucking willed it to happen in the place that I hate the most. And that it was like from neglect of like, you know what I mean? And so loving, your body, and that's such an important part of the minimalist idea, is like what ideas aren't working for me anymore, and how do I carry them, and how do they just sort of decimate me slowly over the day, the years, all that stuff. So that's I don't even know if I answered your question, but I commiserate with you in that way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, man. I was thinking about when I did that packing party, like afterwards I was going through all my stuff, and I had made the mistake of buying clothes that were too small, like because they would be on sale, and I'd try it on and I'm like, oh, it's like it almost fits, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it just for, when I lose that however many pounds. And like had a ton of clothes with tags still on them, trying them on, and I'm just like, what the hell was I thinking? Had to let those go. But I'll tell you, the beautiful thing about this whole journey that we've been on is I really have learned how to just like love who I am, like look in the mirror and be like, yes, and it's not like in this cocky, egotistical way. It's like, it's a truly like connection with myself where I'm like, dude, like I fucking love you, man. And it took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only got one meat suit. We gotta love it for the rest of our lives.
That's absolutely right. Yeah.
Amen. One meat suit. That's the name of the next book.
Meat suit.
Yeah, only one meat suit.
But you know, to get to that love for who I am, it really started with that packing party. Like that's where the minimalists.com started. It was with that whole story. And what I realized was like, oh wow, if you were to ask me, hey Ryan, what are your priorities? I would have told you like, well, good health and relationships, and cultivating passion, growing, contributing. But when I looked at all those piles of stuff that I had still sitting in those boxes, I'm like, that I was just giving all that stuff lip service. And now I really go out of my way, for my actions to align with those values. And like it's a very simple recipe, but we all know like simple is not easy. But those actions aligning with my values, that's what has led me to this, to like really love on myself. And it's taken me a long time to just accept that like, I have a very big chest. I'm very broad-shouldered. There's nothing I can do about it. So, I've learned to embrace that for sure.
Boo-hoo. Oh, I have big, broad shoulders.
I can't help I got these biceps.
Oh, my jaw is so masculine. It's a burden. Thanks for your question.
Great, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Did you enjoy this standalone Patreon highlight? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalist Private Podcast, available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists or click the link in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.